Good day, everyone. My name is Stephen McDonough, and I'm the Executive Director for ProFarms Gateway. We're a U.S. established 501c3 nonprofit organization with NGO operations in Ghana. In addition to doing our part to combat the negative impacts of climate change, ProFarms was established to provide training and skills development in the agricultural sector in Africa. Though our teams have been on the ground in Ghana since 2013, we didn't officially enter the agri sector until 2020. While working hand in hand with rural farmers on research and development and feasibility studies for multiple agribusinesses, we quickly identified the strong need for workforce development if we intended to have production quality at an international standard. ProFarms was founded to fill the skills development gap between traditional unsustainable techniques and sustainable farming techniques in rural areas. The time in the field gave us the opportunity to witness how climate change was reducing crop yields and lowering livestock productivity. The negative impacts of climate change are being felt in the form of increasing temperatures, weather variability, shifting agroecological system boundaries, invasive crops and pests, and more frequent extreme weather events. In addition, increasing populations, the expansion of the middle class, and the effects of the Russia-Ukraine conflict are putting our global food security at risk. We, as an organization, couldn't just sit back and watch. We needed to create a solution to solve these issues. That solution is the training and skills development that we're doing in the areas of sustainable and regenerative farming practices, agri-tech, and agripreneurship with an agri-ecotourism component. We are developing a 30-acre demonstration farm in the Ashanti region to serve as a one-stop shop training center to provide trainees with access and exposure to the possibilities within agriculture. That will expand their minds and perspectives while providing the tools necessary to spark innovation. Though we want people from all walks of life to train on our site, emphasis is placed on rural women of reproductive age and the educated but unemployed youth. Now let me explain briefly what regenerative agriculture is. This method of agriculture is essentially farming in harmony with nature, where the system recycles waste from aquaculture and livestock production and uses the nutrients to feed or fertilize crops. The crops are then used for livestock and human consumption. Very simple. There are no chemicals, nothing genetically modified. You're able to grow highly nutritious crops and livestock without having negative impacts on the planet, so forth and so on. So it's definitely the way to go. Now, when we started our NGO operations in January of this year, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle to jumpstart the operation and begin site preparations for our training center. Nevertheless, we put our heads down and we got to work. We brought on a technical lead with more than 18 years of field experience in Ghana, whose research-oriented agribusiness and natural resource project management expertise was precisely what we needed to carry out our vision. We also brought on a program manager to lead our program development and strategic partnership discussions, who has been tremendous in getting us in front of the key local and international organizations to share our story. On site, we take a learning by doing approach, where our team has been working with trainees like Dora, with whom some of you are familiar, on regenerative agricultural techniques. Some of the things we did this season included demonstrating sustainable planting methods like the intercropping of improved varieties of maize and cassava. We composted and mulched with organic waste to improve soil structure because the soil was heavily degraded when we acquired the land. We taught the importance of field safety and proper protective gear, and used the seedling nursery to pre-test seeds before planting for viability and efficiency. We even did workshops on organic pest control, where we showed trainees how to prepare and use neem extract to minimize pest infestation. Trainees were taught how to plant improved varieties of food crops like plantain, banana, and various legumes, used as cover crops to increase soil nitrogen levels. We demonstrated other crops this season as well, like moringa, pawpaw, carrots, and peppers that will be used in other aspects of the farm's training operation. As we're nearing the end of the rainy season, our objective was to get as many seedlings into the earth as possible so growth can occur while we continue our program's organizational development. This past April, the town's chief reached out to us to support their Harvest Day festival to raise funds for the completion of the town's new palace. As the largest landowner in the community, we have a social responsibility to not only ensure that what we are doing on our site provides value to the community, but we also have to take it upon ourselves to support the community when necessary, off-site. The Chiefs Council showed appreciation for our generous donation by coordinating a community day on our farm to help clear overgrowth on the land. And we're greatly appreciative to have that relationship with that community. I was able to get my hands a little dirty this year as well. I participated in a black soldier fly training program. Since growing this specific species of fly has recently gained attention as an alternative protein feed source for livestock and aquaculture. And the frass, which is the waste from the fly production, is used as a highly nutritious organic fertilizer for farmers. As we look to the remainder of 2022, our focus off-site will be continuing to build key partnerships and relationships both locally and internationally with organizations having similar objectives. On-site, we'll be working with farmers on food and nutrition diversity. Currently, a huge gap exists in crop diversity amongst women in sub-Saharan Africa. With the rainy season coming to an end, we are starting a campaign to raise funds for a 1-acre garden that will demonstrate sustainable food growth techniques for local crops that will eventually diversify the food nutrition of families, especially those with women of reproductive age. We need to raise funds for site clearing and preparation, for digging of a new water well, a solar water pump, water storage tanks, and irrigation, and everything else that will go into producing this part of our demonstration project. The ProFarms Gateway project is our way of supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to help combat climate change and food and nutritional security. We are improving the lives of future generations using agriculture, and we need your continued support to expand our programs, so thank you in advance for your help. I'm Stephen McDonough, and I'm the Executive Director for ProFarms Gateway.
Ha 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 ha!